What's up, YouTube? Back with another video. LA Mamba. It is January 21, 2024. It is Sunday, 8:19 a.m. So, hey, guys, what's up? Right here, about to open up the shop at 9 a.m. And I haven't made a little video for you guys in a little bit, but been very busy at the shop and organizing the shop. And so I got like loading of tires, the used ones, organized. Then I got in another load in, organized, as you can see here. And then I got another load in and I haven't organized yet. So you'll see them like all over the shop, like just standing like on the floor like this. Usually I have them in the racks, but it might look like it's a lot, but it's wasn't. I got in like about 260 or something. But you'll see once I put them in the racks, they just disappear and they look like normal, and it doesn't look like a lot. But been very busy, been very good. A lot of people have been buying tires starting the new year. It's been it's phenomenal. Never been this busy in the past, starting a new year and ending the new year. I actually made a video a couple months back saying the slowest time of the year, and I was pretty much guessing like going forward. Because of the years in the past, right? I was pretty much predicting for this year, but it wasn't. It was only like 2 or 3 days slow. Not even 4. Around that video I made. And then after that, like someone opened the faucet and just busy like crazy, ending the year with Christmas, and then all the way to New Year, and leading up to today. It's been, I mean, it's already what, the 21st. It hasn't been a slow day. I'm like, what's going on? It's really weird. And so I do my thing. I just keep buying more tires and I do the best with my people, my guys. I got in from the last time. I got in a new guy. Now this video I got in another guy on top of that. So I'm pretty decent right now with people. At least I wasn't like I was the beginning of the year, pretty thin with people. So it's been pretty good. I having another guy, my part-time guy, coming in also today on top of that. Just here, you know, try to continue the business, and we gotta organize a lot, man. It's but the good thing, we have a lot of room. See all that room for the 17s? There's a lot of 17s in there. It's massive amount of room I got. 18s. I got these top racks I have empty right here, I think, or 16s. I get a lot of 16s, and these are all like 16s mainly. But I got a ton of room up there, so I can make it happen. And so what I do is, guys, I just, you know, whenever I have for me, it's a little different the way I do things. If I know I have an expense coming up, but I have time before that expense, like, I don't know, like 2 weeks or something, I'm not just gonna hold my money until that expense comes. You know, 3 weeks around there, 2-3 weeks, free time, let's call it. What I do, I always take advantage of what's my next opportunity, and especially with the tire shop business, how fast I can move the tires. It's always okay, let's do it. Let's pull the chair, let's go. Even if I don't feel like buying, I just buy. Like this last time, the guy called me, right? He's like, hey, do you want some tires? And then I was like, and I didn't want to. When he was calling me, I didn't want to. talking to him. I don't want to. And then I remembered, I still got a little bit of time, like about a week and a half, or maybe around there before I need to make a move. And I was like, you know what? Just send me like 250 tires, just. And I was looking like very consistent with me buying tires, right? And I told him, I was gonna tell you, I told him I was gonna tell you no, but you know what? Just send me like 250, man, because like I want to keep it consistent with what I'm doing, which is like I want to keep the shop nice and full as much as possible, but without going too deep. If I do that, then consistently money's gonna be coming in more than if I don't do that. And so I'll do that just because, hey man, the cash flow, man, I just loving that, having like that nice strong cash flow and at the same time, what's better than that? Doing nothing? I don't think so. If I do nothing, then it's just like my money just sits there for like 3 weeks, just an example, and it's like okay, it's expensive, and then I use it for that, and it's like okay, like I could have made money in those 3 weeks. Is what I'm trying to tell you. That's how fast you gotta move your money in the tire shop business. Even though you don't feel like, even though you feel like you made it already, like sometimes like oh, I made it already for this month. Let's just call it like that, right? No, you still gotta keep rolling because it will make it easier for you to make it next month, right? And so like if you do it that way, then it's like just makes it very consistent, even though there's a lot more months at the end of the month left, right? Then what that does, it just adds to your to your flow already, what you already been doing. You make it even more consistent and more profitable. And so that's why I always do that. And I learned that years ago. Just don't stay standing like a duck. You just, even if it's a small purchase, even if a few new tires or whatever it is, a few used tires or both. It's like everyday activities. What you're doing is gonna benefit you the next day, next week, next month. Even though you're not gonna get it, like a lot of certain things, you're not gonna get like the next few days. Is gonna take a little time to get it. Just an example, like when I bought these a lot of discounted tires. I knew that was like a 2-year play, right? So I just bought and just like let the numbers do its job, right? Don't try to push them, because you can be trying to do one thing, trying to make some dollars, but you're missing out on thousands, So might as well just let it do itself, let it sell itself. So I've been selling 2 and 4 consistently still for months when it comes to the discounted tires. And it's a beautiful thing, because like, what was it yesterday? I sold 4 and then I sold another 2, so it was 6 of them. And yeah, I was like, man, this is awesome. When you sell something and you don't gotta buy it again, you bought it at the time knowing you're gonna sell it in the future, and you don't need that money instantly. If you need it instantly, then don't do it. Don't do that. Right? Then do what you got to do with your money. Pay bills, pay your workers, rent or whatever it is. But if you got some money left over, you buy some extra, then like months later, this has already been like a year later actually, I sold, these tires. And hey, it feels really good when it hits, and it's like, man. So what it did for me was, just an example, yesterday, I come in at 8. And then I left around 11:30. By that time, I already made enough money for like myself and some bills, or I would say actually, I think probably all of the bills for the day. All my workers, right? And so what I did was I went home on purpose, and I rested. Because I felt my body could use some rest. It wasn't all beat up. It was cool. But I know if I rested, and again, I always talk to you guys about the massage yourself. Like, it's very important to get massages or massage yourself, right? And now I feel like great. It's just like you feel just like younger, you know what I mean? Like your body like able to move around easier, especially if you're walking around all day, every day, which is a good thing. But it needs to be loosened up, and you need like rest time, and you need to massage to get it loosened up. And now you feel like great. And if I get more a few days like this, even better. But just with that one day yesterday, so pretty much that, like, year purchase earlier, it allowed me a year later to have like a free day, pretty much like, and don't worry about the bills, pretty much like that, and profit for me for that day too. So not a lot of businesses can do that. You would think, yeah, you know what, I can have a week off or whatever, but not like all of a sudden, like you come in and you make the money already for like the day. Just an example, like, and actually it can happen consistently. Well, I want to admit, you know, it does happen consistently for me to do that. It's been happening lately like this. Like I just use that one day as an example, but it happens, and again, it allows me free time to do other things, right? And so it's a good feeling that gives you like some freedom, you know. For me, I'm about freedom. What is your assets gonna do for you, and what are your whys? And which brings me to my next topic. What is your why? I know it sounds corny, right? Like all these guys on the internet and say, "What is your why? What is your why?" Right? But it does go down to that. And it doesn't have to be like a super deep why, by the way. Like everybody's different. People get all emotional with this question and stuff. Of course, yeah, you want to like, you know, take care of your family and have some nice things for yourself. And for some people, like material things are more important than other people. Like when you're younger, you would probably want like a Lamborghini more or something like that. When you're older, you probably just want family more, right? But everybody's different. I mean, it doesn't matter what's your time frame. For me, it's always been, man, like, I know it doesn't seem that important, but I've always said my why is so I can do whatever I want, whenever I want, with whoever I want. And it doesn't mean much, like, oh yeah, like, go to Hawaii and, like, pay for my whole family's vacation and we're going to be jet skiing. It doesn't mean to the extreme like that. It can simply mean, hey, take my cousin to the restaurant and we kick it during the day. Because, like, you know, employees have more time, free time than business owners. But if we work hard enough, it can be on the flip side, like it's been recently for me. Get a little extra time. And so it can be like, oh yeah, like, go to a restaurant, take your cousin, and eat whatever we want and hang out as long as we want at the restaurant and have a good time. That is what I'm talking about. That is my why, right? Like I can do whatever I want, whenever I want, and with whoever I want. And again, it doesn't have to mean like having a ball. It could just mean like that. And that is like, to me now, that's living. That's just me right there. That's just like that's really living right there. Because, you know, we can't all live at the beach. We can't all live at the, you know, desert and hang out and do nothing, like having a great time, that's just awesome. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I think it's a good thing. But some of us have to live in the city and grind it out like to the max, and we don't have enough time to like be driving way over there, hanging out at the beach, drive all the way back, man. All that driving, I mean, it's not that far for us, but with the traffic here in LA, it is a lot of time. It could be like an hour drive. Depends what beach you want to go to. An hour and a half because of traffic. But there was no traffic. You get there like in 45 minutes in one of the Camaros, right? Well, a little bit more than an hour to get there, sorry. But the point is, like, that's like a lot of like beating up, like, yeah, if you leave early and do all that, I think like, you know, 6-8 hours, but 6-8 hours is way too much. I think it's just, you know, like, I don't think it's like, you get tired either way, even if you don't like take Uber or something, man. Like, like I don't know, just an example. I think it's just too much time. But the point is, if it's around here, then hey, it's awesome. Like you don't get tired, you don't get like bored, and you don't feel like, fuck, now I gotta drive all the way back, you know. So for a lot of us that live in the city, like I think that's like the best scenario. It sounds funny, but probably somebody from like other states, a lot of you guys from other states are like, man, that sucks with you guys. But for us that live here and we have a lot of cars and people around us, it's like that's kind of like best case scenario, in my opinion. But at the same time, it's good. It's awesome. Like if you do it a lot, then it's like, wow, you can get fat. So you don't want to do it all the time too. You know what I mean? But once in a while, when it feels really good to do it, it's awesome to have that. And it's not like I can do it anytime during the week and all that stuff. I can do it most of the time, but not all the time because I kind of have other things I want to do too, you know. But that's like, I'm just using an example. That's my why. And it's taken a lot of time, like years, to like really figure that out because you don't like really think about it. Like what do you like to do a lot? It's like, oh, you know what? I like to do this, I like to do that. And so like, I think that your why is going to be a center around that. Just liking something to do, like when you're not working. Like I used to be a huge fan of hiking. You see me always walking around. Hiking goes hand in hand with me. And then you need exercise. Close by, we got the San Gabriel Mountains. And you know, back then, if you asked me what is my why, I probably would have been like, so I can exercise anytime I want with whoever I want. You know what I mean? Whenever I want. But you know, your why can always change too. It doesn't always have to be year in after year out the same old why. If you don't want to, if you want to change it, like I said, things change, and you can have different whys. You can have a couple whys too. It doesn't have to just be one. But if you get that down, then it's gonna make it way easier for you to work really hard. You know, a lot of people don't like to work really hard nowadays. Just an example, I got this opportunity, not for me, but I got an opportunity for someone that I know, if I know somebody that wants it, right? And I know you guys, right? You guys are really hungry, and if I tell you something like this, you know, a lot of you will be like, yeah, I'm down. But like the opportunity is pretty much from one of my friends from the real estate investors. They have the properties around here, you know, very, very expensive properties, by the way, you know, like a door. Would I buy a door out like in Bakersfield? Just an example. Currently, Bridges, I buy for like $125,000 each, $125,000 each, right? Out here, you buy a door, it's probably like about like close to $500,000 a door, and these guys have like a lot of doors. But it's because of the location, right? And so pretty much, you're talking to a multi-millionaire that needs help, but it's like simple stuff that it really will help him. And that's maintenance of the properties. For Mitch is like, number one thing, main thing is plumbing. You know, I have that issue. It's always the plumbing, like, oh yeah, I got stuck. People throw things down there, oh yeah, I got stuck. Man, you gotta like pay somebody to fix it. And it's not even hard work, like a 15-minute job, and they'll charge you like $250. And like, fuck, man, that's a lot, you know? And the tool they have is like, they don't even cost much. And so I know his pain, especially out here, it's gonna be probably more. That's what I pay out there. I don't know what they pay out here. He probably pays like $300 just for some, like a 15-minute job. But pretty much he has enough units that he can have hire someone that can knock things out when it needs it, you know, and especially because he has multiple units around here, and we know a bunch of people out here, right? So, but he is more like on the nicer side of like San Gabriel Valley. I'm like out here where all the people are at, right? And so he knows I know a ton of people. So he tells me, hey, do you know somebody? And so I ask around, and then There's a lot of conversation, right? Like, he asked me to help him, and I said, yeah, I'm sure I can find somebody. I know a bunch of people that are willing to work. And so I asked her, and oh, by the way, I'm kind of skipping my most important part. It's like, who do I know that is hungry, that wants to work, and doesn't have their mind just wrapped around one thing? Like, oh, I'm going to school. All I do is want to go to school. I'm going to classes, and that's all I want to do. Oh, I'm working in this. That's all I want to do, right? And so, like, I feel like if you want to grow, you got to have a mindset if you want to do multiple things at once. You know, multiple streams of income. And so, like, I'll use my little youngest, most experienced buddy I have. He has a job. He potentially picks up pallets and sells them. Sells tires. And he's getting into another business, which is related to real estate, which is sales and mortgage, right? On his part-time. And he has an uncle that does, you know, like the dumping, the what do you call it? The hauling away trash, the dump runs, right? And he helps them sometimes, right? So pretty much he has 5 streams of income, and he's a young kid that's like, what, 21? But I tell him, just, you know, collect one at a time. You're gonna do something, do one, and keep it. Don't let it go just because you got another stream that's working pretty good. But the point is, like, I didn't offer him because, you know, I was looking around at, I thought about him, but I offered to somebody else first, right? But at the beginning, I was like, okay, he's potentially one, but he's really busy right now. I don't know if he'll take it on, but I do know other people, right? And so the point is, I don't know, I'd say I know like a few hundred people, right? It was only like a handful of like 5 people that I kind of knew, like, that would be interested in this, right? Like, but it has to do like more the mentality, like, what are you gonna get out of it? Is you gonna get somebody that is a multi-millionaire in real estate that you can ask questions all the time, be close to them, you know, and other things will pop up, right? From that. Not because you're gonna make a few $100 working and, you know, doing this. And that's the way you gotta think about things. Like, who are you working for that can lead you to new opportunities, even if it's just with information? And I wish I had that when I was growing up. I'll put it like that. Like, and at the same time, like, more of the mindset too, but let me just add to it. More of the mindset is, I wish I had the mindset of I wanted to do even more things than just, like, let's say, things related to the shop. That's what my thing was growing up. Like, how can I do things related to the business? But I wish I had it just like, how do I do more things, period? You know what I mean? Any related to anything. It doesn't matter. If you're going to be making money, new opportunities come from there. New doors open up. You get better at what you're doing. You make more money on the same thing. And so it took me a long time. Pretty much I asked someone I know, and he said, let me think about it. The next day he told me yes. So we'll see how that works out. You know, it's just me offering someone an opportunity that came up that someone needs help badly, kind of. Because these people are not really dependable like that. But if you have somebody at least can help a little bit out, then that can make a big difference. And those of you who own tire shops know exactly what I'm talking about. If you have a guy that is not that good, but he shows up and he puts on tires onto the cars, he takes the air out, and he freaking, you know, that, and you know, he takes forever on like looking for tires, or he takes forever on mounting. But you know, you can place him here, you can place him there, and he's not that slow. And now that's a huge help. And you got to know how to use people for what they're good at, and try to keep them away from what they're not good at. So that's what a true leader does, in my opinion. You know their strengths and you know their weaknesses, and you're there to put them in their place wherever it's gonna benefit, you know, the whole project or goal as a whole, right? And so someone like that will help him huge. And so like, we'll see what happens, right? Pretty much is about, is my person willing to come through? The work is there. Are they willing to knock it out, right? And again, I get nothing out of it but helping a friend of mine that owns multiple properties, and helping another friend of mine that will make money and learn from this person as well. And by the way, I, really close with the guys, so we know exactly what both of us are doing in the real estate business. So you can always ask me too these same questions, but you know how it is. If you know somebody else and you ask somebody else different questions, and they answer a different way, then they can learn it better just because of that way. Even though it's kind of like the same thing, we answer in the same manner, but just because someone else said it and they said it differently, it can impact you a whole different way, even though it's the same thing pretty much, right? So yeah, I think it's that's a great way to think and take advantage of opportunities. But anyways, I know it wasn't really about tire talk today, and I'm gonna keep it short. I got to start opening up in a little bit. My guys are probably in the front, I don't know, waiting for me. But I'm gonna take advantage of today too, and make a little bit of sales, a little bit of cleaning, a little bit of organizing, and a little bit of potentially making new sales in the future by giving prices, by doing patches. That's for like future business. Then that's all I can ask for, and that will be a great business day. And at the night, you know how it is, when the Lakers play, we gotta watch them Lakers and support our team, right? Yeah, I hope you guys become Lakers fans because of my channel. I'm just saying. All right, well, I'll let you guys go, and then we'll talk to you guys next time. Mamba out.